Welcome back to the channel. This is Gillis TV here, and today we got, of course, another Patrick Kane video as 3 new teams have emerged since posting about the Oilers, the Maple Leafs, and the Rangers. Now, before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button, as let's try and get 10 likes on this video, and thank you guys for all your support. Now, like I said, Patty Kane video, 3 new teams. I'm going to read you an article. We'll talk about those 3 teams, and we'll get on it. As this article starts by saying Patrick Kane is still a member of the Chicago Blackhawks, though we don't know for how long. Ever since the rebuild process kicked off in Chicago, there has been a sense that Kane could ask out closer to the trade deadline in order to join a cup contending team for another shot at a championship before his career is over. In the past months, Kane has been linked to the Toronto Maple Leafs, Edmonton Oilers, and New York Rangers. On Tuesday night, Mike Steffens of the Hockey News pointed out how 3 other teams could look into getting Patrick Kane in a huge NHL trade deal, and that they have all contacted Chicago to see if Patrick Kane is available. Those 3 teams are his hometown Buffalo Sabres, which I'll get to in a minute, the Detroit Red Wings, and the Colorado Avalanche. As Steffens pointed out, the Red Wings are no longer rebuilding. Detroit has the available cap space to take on Patrick Kane. Of all the clubs focused primarily on winning games next season, the Red Wings arguably have the most financial wiggle room, sitting with over $8 million in cap space. However, Kane could look to join the Avalanche, the defending champs, despite losing Kadri to free agency, and the Avs still look very good and could compete for a repeat. But the Buffalo Sabres, does he want to go home, or does he really want to win? Because Buffalo is nowhere near the Stanley Cup caliber team they need to be. So going off of this is literally Patty Kane, who just had a 92-point season on a Chicago team that was mediocre at best. He was a minus 19. He's over a point per game player in his career. Has a lot of options where he wants to go, and I believe the Chicago Blackhawks will ask him, hey, give us 3 teams, we'll take the best offer. Those 3 teams could be Edmonton, Toronto, New York, a variation of this. I do not, like it says in there, believe he will go home to play for Buffalo this year. I think if there's a trade that's going to happen, he's going to a cup contender, and Buffalo isn't there yet. Realistically, they have good talent coming up the pipeline, but that's maybe somewhere where Kane goes later in his career, like we're talking about 4, 5, 6 years from now still, that he goes, hey, I'm going to play for my hometown team for 1 season, and that's how I'm going to finish off, which is reasonable. But I don't think him accepting a trade to the Buffalo Sabres is what he's going to do. Now, Buffalo does have here $19 million in cap space, so they could take on the whole Kane contract, but I don't believe Kane's going to go there. They do have the picks, the prospects to do it, but they could be a 3rd team in a trade that involves 3 teams where they take on some of Kane's salary, they get a few picks, they're happy with that. Now, like they said, the Detroit Red Wings here, well, Detroit has $8.1 million in cap space. Literally, all Chicago has to do is $2.5 million. They're happy. They save cap room. They get their prospects they need from Detroit. And Detroit just upgraded their top 6 even more than what they have done this offseason in the likes of Andrew Kopp, David Perron, Dominic Kubalik, where maybe Kubalik is an X factor for Kane to go to Detroit, being they just played together for a few seasons in Chicago. That could be a thing. Now, like I said, the Avalanche are the 3rd team on this list, where, similar to the Edmonton Oilers, the Toronto Maple Leafs, the New York Rangers, cap room will be an issue to get a guy like Patrick Kane. But with 50% retained from Chicago, the Avalanche do have some younger players they can try and trade away. But then again, the cap room needs to be there. But like I said, maybe Buffalo, Arizona, teams with a lot of cap space, you throw in a third-round pick for them to retain $2.5 million of the salary, teams will do that just to get to the ceiling floor of the minimum salary the teams are supposed to be at. And it can work for teams like Colorado, New York, Toronto, and Edmonton. But that's just a quick little video of 3 teams have emerged in the Patrick Kane Sweepstakes. I believe Dolany TV just texted me there was a Dmitry Kulikov trade that just happened. I will report that. Hope you guys have a good one. I'll catch you on the next one.